Sandy. They told me to come in here. They said you needed to go over my paperwork before we. Anyway, so here's my paperwork. We met in college, my husband and I, University of Texas. We kept running into one another, going to class, coming back from the dining hall, stuff like that. We'd say hi, but that was pretty much the extent of our conversation. Well, one night I went to a mixer, and there he was. I'd had a couple of drinks, and I was determined to meet him. So I marched on over and I said, "Hey, how come you never talk to me?" He took one look at me and he gave me this brilliant, melt-your-heart smile. And he laughed as if that was the cutest thing he'd ever heard. Well, I was gone. Next thing I know, we're back at my room. He smelled as if he just showered with the best soap you've ever smelled. And he had beautiful blonde hair that laid across his forehead and kind of had a certain way of flopping when he was, And he was tan. When the moon shined through the window on his skin, he glowed. And not just on the outside, it's like he glowed from the inside, too. I didn't know people could do that. Oh, God. It was gorgeous. Well, we started dating. I know that's not exactly the right way to start a relationship, but it worked for us. We dated all through college. After college, we got married, just like everybody expected us to. My mom and dad loved him. Sometimes I said they'd take him over me. He started working for his dad's car dealership. I got pregnant right away. Everything was perfect. We were happy. Not the kind of happy you would read about in a fairy tale or see in a movie, but a happily ever after that was for real. Well, one night, I guess I was tired, and the pregnancy was getting to me, and he wanted fried chicken, knowing that I could barely stomach the smell of chicken or anything fried, one of those weird pregnancy things. But I wanted to make him happy, so I made him what he wanted, throwing up every 15 minutes. But I set the table and we sat down to eat. And when I looked across the table, he was biting his nails. I mean, really, there's food on the table. And there he was, gnawing on his nails. He was just gnawing and gnawing in that fucking fried chicken smell that was coming across his side of the table. And I don't know what happened, but I just lost it. And I said, and I don't remember thinking it, but I certainly said, "Will you please stop fucking biting your nails? You look like a dog that's gnawing on a bone." Well, the next thing I know, he came around the table and bam, right across the face. He hit me so hard I flew out of my chair. He looked at me and he said, "Don't you ever talk to me like that again." Then he sat back down and started eating his chicken. I picked myself up off the table and I sat down, and he finished dinner as if nothing ever happened. We talked about work, how many cars he sold, the gossip of the town. No, I didn't know he was like that before I married him. Sure, I'd seen him get mad a couple of times, and he might have slapped me around a couple of times, but nothing like that. Nothing ever like that. Things started getting hard at the car dealership. It was a recession. Nobody was buying cars. So I got a job, just part-time. but I loved it. When he started hitting me while I was working, I really got scared. I thought people would ask questions, right? They didn't. I discovered people don't want to know. They see exactly what they want to see, and God knows they don't want to see this. I guess we all have pet peeves. His is burnt popcorn. He hates the smell of it. At least that's what I learned last week. I was hungry, and I guess I set the microwave timer too long. I don't know what happened. I put the bag of popcorn in the microwave and went upstairs so I could change out of my work clothes. When he came home, the microwave was smoking. And that smell, oh God, that smell. He came upstairs and he was really mad. He hit me hard. I fell on the bed and he started punching me, my face, my arms, my body. I curled up into a ball and I cried, what did I do? What did I do? I was able to escape for a moment. But he grabbed me and threw me to the floor. He had his hands around my neck and he started hitting my head against the floor. I was screaming, "You're killing me! You're killing me! Oh God, you're killing me!" He was sitting on top of me, and I could feel him get hard. He stopped for a moment to undo his belt, and then I tried to crawl away, but he grabbed me by the hair, and I said no. I said no. I said no. The next day I couldn't go to work, so I called them and told them I'd been in a car accident. So I would be gone for a couple days. Apparently my mother called the office and they told her. So she came over. She made us some tea. She put a shot of whiskey in mine. And my mother does not drink, but she put a full shot of whiskey in my tea. We just sat at the table with our tea. When I was finished with mine, I felt pretty good. She helped me into bed and tucked me in, and she looked at me and she said, "I did not raise you to be anybody's punching bag." Then she went downstairs to wait for him to come home, gun on her lap. I would have loved to have seen his face. I thought about sneaking down to watch, but everything hurt. And the bed was warm and soft, and I couldn't pull myself away. A couple days later, I lost the baby. A little girl. When I got out of the hospital, my mother brought me here. I said no. Even though he's my husband, I'm allowed to say no, right?